Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the devs, and the devs are going to be speaking about some PR drama and some updates that were made in the past, and some replies to players that are kind of upset with those updates, right? So I made a similar video yesterday talking about other subjects that the devs spoke about. I will link that down below. Also, the link to the official forums from Bannerlord will also be down below. And before we get started, my script will be on the screen right now. It's also going to be in the description, so everything I talk about will be down there. If you want to translate or do anything, it will all be there. But let's get right into it. So first, we have a player stating that the developer previously stated that the game is confirmed to be going for action with strategy sprinkled in the mix. Now, before I get to the dev response, I'm going to show you guys the original post by the developers. Also, the player who made this statement is known for making some blanket statements and spreading unnecessary negative messages in the forums. Right now, you're going to see everything on the screen. You can pause if you would like. I've gone over a lot of this in my previous videos, and the reason I know the person who's making the statements is because I've read some of his threads that he started, and they're just spicy, to say the least, right? But now, so the dev, he responded that he was not speaking on behalf of the company, but from his own experience. He stated that the game is more action RPG and also has strategy. Also, he is not opposed to drawn-out sieges and large battles. Like I said in the previous video, his statements they do hold weight in my opinion, because the game at its core is based on leveling your character, getting your character good armor, good weapons, growing an army, and fighting. Fighting is a huge part of this game, Yes, there are strategy elements. Yes, you can, build an empire. You could do trading. You could, focus on different aspects. But the core gameplay, there is a lot of fighting involved. So that's why you see the action and RPG element that what's called the dev stated. Where is... Also, like I said, the person who made this statement likes to pick and choose small parts of the statement to fit his agenda. As you can see, he only mentioned the action part, but he didn't mention the whole statement that the developer made, which included all the parts of the strategy. Also, the fact that he said action RPG, not just action. But it is what it is. Next, we have a different player asking if visuals made by the PR team or the social media team showcase the most important patches in the game. Also saying that if this is true, then the visuals made for the autosave update are more important than other issues in the game. The devs responded they have a small PR team or social media team that does visuals when they see it fit. Also states that the player might not see it as a valuable change, but others do. Personally, I don't understand the recent witch hunt that's been going on in the forums, where every single hotfix and every single change is criticized to the grave, because it's not a specific, because pretty much a specific few in the forums do not want to see those type of changes. They want to see other changes, right? These few also spread a lot of negative messages and false statements that others take at face value, which I don't think is good at all. For these people, if you are watching, I think you need to grow up. I think you need to realize that people don't need to cater to you, and the world does not revolve around your problems. Either be patient like everyone else is, because changes do take time, and some of the changes that have been stated, by this select few, they do take time to actually make. They are in the process of being made, and they've already been, the devs have already spoken that these changes are in the works, right? So, either be patient or leave the game. But the negative messages and the false statements and taking a couple words from a full statement and just making a whole different agenda on it, I don't think it's helping the forums at all, in my opinion. So, there is good people on the forums. There are very people who give constructive criticism, who bring facts to the table. I have a video showcasing some guy who he pretty much made a post on pretty much how to fix armor. He showed the problem, he showed the code, he showed graphs, he showed information that was useful, and I thought it was a great post, and I think we need to see a lot more of those posts on the forums, and a lot less of these, 100 words. There's huge problems. We need to fix them. I can't believe this is happening. Dead game. they're not helping anybody, in my opinion. It's really not. Also, in my opinion, I think the change to autosaves where saves were decreased in size by 80% and also added 3 autosave slots to make it easier to reload if a mistake or bug happens is an amazing fix, and it should be in every game. It's actually huge if you think about it. It's a very simple concept. Yes, it's you know, like I said before in other videos, it's not a huge shiny castle or new armor or new kingdom that joined the game, right? That would like pique a lot of people's interest. But at the same time, it's very valuable when it comes to performance, stability, and all of that, you know. So I think it's a good change. Now, second, we have pretty much the previous player stating that the dev did not answer his question and reiterates that if the changes are posted on social media as a showcase or a made visual, then the dev team sees that as the most important fixes. Dev's response saying that they post a ton on social media and pretty much have no idea why the specific post bothers this player and some other players on the forums. Now, first I want to explain to the player this. So I'm going to pretty much talk to the player and to the devs in this situation, right? So first, I want to, for the player, the statements that were made and the questions that were asked, they were kind of hard to follow. It took me a couple times to read to understand exactly what the main point of it was. So it might be kind of hard for the devs to respond because some of the devs are not native English speakers, and I'm not trying to like say this in terms of like, you know, try to say something bad about the developers or the person stating the comment. You know what I mean? It was kind of hard to follow because it kind of went all over the place, right? So that's probably why, you know, the devs didn't give you the exact response that you were looking for, right? To the exact question, because there was a lot of questions mixed up and stuff of that nature, right? So now to the developers, the reason that this is a problem to this player is because the fixes that this specific player wanted were not made, and now he wants to prove some outlandish theory that the devs don't care about the big problems in the game, but insist of making small changes to upset the community. I know that sounds harsh, but in all reality, that's what it is. I've seen it a couple times on the forums, and I've seen this player and other players do the same thing where they're going to ask specific questions, block out different information that doesn't fit the agenda just to, you know, form this rally of, oh, we don't like this. You know what I mean. But personally, to me, this is common sense. A lot of companies have PR teams that choose changes and make visuals and posts about them. It's not part of some agenda to upset fans and players, but a way to showcase features. Regardless of if they're small or big, it's a way to showcase features. And I really think this autosave feature is a lot bigger than people give it credit to. I really do. Now, third, we have the same player asking if the autosave was on the top of the, pretty much the autosave update was on the top of the list when it comes to important changes, and if all the other changes are not as important. So pretty much reiterating the question again. The devs respond that there is no tier list when it comes to changes based on some scoring system. Also, the social media posts have no correlation to how updates are ranked in the devs' mind. So if they're priority or not, you know, the social media team is a whole different team that takes changes, makes, you know, visuals or posts about them, but it's not like, oh, it's not like, oh, hey, we're showcasing this change, this is our best change to, that's not how it works really. Also say that this player has more feedback on what should have been posted instead to reply, and the devs will send it to the social media team. Again, I think the whole, you know, I think this whole argument is kind of common sense. I think that a development team has stuff that is priority and stuff that is being worked on. And there's also different teams working on different issues and changes. So I do not believe they have a top 10 fixes chart, more like a priority list for each team and also things to work on in general. But yeah, that's all the statements for today. Lastly, I'm going to end this video the same way I end most of my update and dev talk videos. I do want to thank the developers for staying active and bringing good changes. I know that some people are impatient and negative on the forums, and I can kind of see how the developers are slowly kind of, you know when you receive a lot of negativity, eventually it kind of starts getting to you. You kind of start cracking. I kind of see that in developers, and I hope that they don't crack under the pressure, because there are a lot of people who want this game to be great, and they are patient and they will wait. I'm gonna wait. I think they're doing a great job. Yes, some updates are going to take longer. Yes, there's problems with the game, but I have faith that it's going to be, changed. So hopefully developers stay focused, work on the game. Even if you want to take a break from the forums, trust me, I wouldn't mind, and a lot of other people wouldn't mind. Just if they work on the game and they provide good updates, that's all that I care about, really. Also, as an early access game, if you're playing on the beta, do not expect the gameplay to be stable. It is a beta branch made for beta testing and reporting. If you would like to play in a stable environment, please play in a stable live patch of the game. So I have a video on how to revert to a stable patch. The link to that video will be down below, so if you want to change it back and play in a more stable experience, you can do that. Currently, I'm playing on 1.3, which is a couple of patches away because the game is very stable there. So if you don't want your mods to break, if you don't want, your save to get corrupted, which could happen if you stay on the beta patch for, every single update and you play your current game and you keep, upgrading your current game to the new latest beta patch, that could happen. So if you do want to go back to a stable patch and play in a stable environment, the video will be down below. But hopefully this video was informative. Ask me any questions, and like always, stay safe.